A family packs their entire life into the trunk of a Honda Civic on a Tuesday. Not because of a sudden addiction, not because of a mental breakdown. They do it because rent just jumped $400 and the math finally broke them. Right now, across the Texas economic miracle, a silent, relentless exodus is happening. Society believes it knows exactly who is sleeping on the streets of Houston, Dallas, and Austin. But the newly extracted data from state records reveals a terrifying alternative reality. The great undercount. When analyzing the official numbers, the problem appears to be well under control. The Department of Housing and Urban Development's 2024 point-in-time count registered roughly 28,000 people experiencing homelessness on a single night in Texas. For a sprawling state of over 30 million people, that number sounds manageable. Politicians routinely point to this metric. They applaud the stability of the housing systems, but that number is a dangerous, systemic illusion. The point-in-time count is exactly that, a tightly constrained snapshot taken on a single freezing night in January or February. Volunteers fan out with clipboards and flashlights, but the methodology inherently demands visibility. If an individual is hiding in a rented storage unit or sleeping in a car parked in a dark commercial lot, they simply do not exist on paper. When investigative researchers bypass these snapshots and look at the Texas Homeless Data Sharing Network, a massive, centralized database tracking actual human beings moving through the system, the reality shatters the official narrative completely. In a single year, that network tracked over 61,000 unique individuals relying on homelessness services. And that staggering figure is still a gross undercount, capturing only 93% of the state's counties. A closer examination of Houston exposes this disconnect in its starkest terms. In recent years, Houston's point-in-time count claimed there were just over 3,300 unhoused people in the immediate region. It sounded like a massive civic victory. Yet in that exact same calendar year, the local homeless response system served nearly 36,000 unique clients. A discrepancy of this magnitude occurs because society fundamentally misunderstands the modern unhoused population. The system is not merely dealing with a static, unmoving group of chronically unhoused individuals. It is processing a massive, revolving door of purely economic casualties. Real people are falling into the abyss, clawing their way out, and being seamlessly replaced by someone new the very next morning. They cycle through temporary shelters, sleep on the couches of relatives, and disappear from the official statistics, keeping the visible numbers artificially low while the structural crisis silently multiplies across the grid. The myth of the broken mind. There is a deeply ingrained, almost mythological stereotype in American culture regarding who actually ends up on the street. The public is conditioned by media and political rhetoric to believe that homelessness is almost exclusively the catastrophic endpoint of severe substance abuse or unchecked, untreated mental illness. It is widely labeled the broken mind narrative. Society clings to this stereotype because it provides a highly convenient psychological barrier. If the person sleeping under the overpass is there because of a profound psychiatric collapse or a personal moral failing, then the average working citizen is safely insulated from that fate. More importantly, this narrative completely absolves the hyper-competitive housing market, corporate landlords, and stagnant wages of any systemic responsibility. The hard, localized data currently emerging from the state completely dismantles this collective delusion. According to detailed demographic intake data from the Houston region, severe substance use accounts for less than 10% of local homelessness. Less than 10%. The numbers explaining the other demographics are blunt and unforgiving. 50% of all homelessness in the area is driven entirely by a sudden economic crisis. This involves an unexpected corporate layoff in a family operating with zero emergency savings. It is a sudden medical emergency that aggressively wipes out a checking account in a matter of days. It is a lease renewal that spikes monthly rent far beyond the reach of a stagnant, unyielding wage. The demographic has shifted drastically from the chronically unhoused to the financially displaced. In recent counts, 40% of the unsheltered population in the region were experiencing homelessness for the very first time in their lives. These individuals do not fit the comfortable stereotype. They are the family in the Honda Civic. They played by the established economic rules, they worked the mandatory overtime, they kept their heads down, and they still got mathematically priced out of the American promise. The system did not fail them. The system functioned exactly as it is currently designed, extracting maximum capital until there was simply nothing left to give. The color of displacement. This relentless economic displacement does not sweep through the population blindly. It operates with a surgical, discriminatory precision, targeting historical, systemic vulnerabilities that have been baked into the concrete of Texas cities for decades. When analyzing Austin, a city globally famous for its progressive culture, its vibrant music scene, and its booming trillion-dollar tech economy, the data reveals a glaring, deeply uncomfortable systemic failure. Because of a century of deliberate historical zoning, extreme generational wealth disparities, and aggressive, unchecked gentrification, a Black Austinite is 6 times more likely to experience homelessness than a white Austinite. The exact proportions are striking and undeniable. Black residents make up less than 10% of the general population in Travis County. Yet they account for a staggering 1 in 3 of the unhoused individuals surviving on the street. This extreme overrepresentation is not a random statistical anomaly. It is a deeply entrenched dependency, the inevitable mathematical outcome of historical redlining. For decades, minority communities were legally and economically isolated into specific zip codes, structurally denied access to generational wealth building through home ownership. Now, as the Texas tech boom draws hundreds of thousands of highly paid transplants into the state, those exact same historically redlined neighborhoods become the prime targets for aggressive redevelopment. When older, affordable housing gets flattened to make way for luxury high-rises and $3,000 a month studio apartments, the communities that have been systematically starved of economic defense mechanisms are the first to be physically pushed to the margins. Observers are witnessing the real-time physical displacement of entire communities under the guise of urban renewal. It is a brutal economic process that silently transforms long-time working-class residents into refugees within their own city, highlighting a housing market that values speculative real estate investment far above basic human stability. The invisible youth. When policymakers and the general public talk about the unhoused, they almost never picture a high school sophomore doing algebra homework in the dim light of a 24-hour laundromat. It is rare to imagine a 7-year-old waking up in a crowded, weekly rate motel room trying to get dressed for school without waking the 3 other families sharing the limited floor space. But looking beyond the strict, narrow definitions used by federal housing authorities, the data paints a horrifying picture of the state's impending future. The Department of Housing and Urban Development limits its counts to those physically in a shelter or sleeping outside. However, the Department of Education, utilizing the McKinney-Vento definition of homelessness, measures reality entirely differently. They track the invisible students, those living in motels, surviving in cars, or doubled up on couches because their families have been violently ejected from the housing market. By that specific metric, during a single tracked academic year, there were over 27,000 homeless students in the Houston Tri-County area alone. That is enough children to fill a professional sports stadium. These are unaccompanied youth and children embedded in shattered families, fighting a silent daily war just to get to first period. The long-term sociological and biological implications of this reality are devastating. Neurobiological research confirms that the chronic trauma of early life housing instability chemically alters brain development. The constant flood of cortisol and toxic stress severely limits cognitive function and drastically depresses high school graduation rates. Failing to protect these children from the brutality of the housing market effectively guarantees a massive future crisis. The underlying math is tragically simple. Today's invisible, doubled-up youth are being perfectly conditioned by their environment to become tomorrow's chronically unhoused adults. This dynamic does not simply fail a generation, it actively manufactures the next massive wave of extreme poverty. The veteran paradox. Then there is the demographic society explicitly, culturally promised to protect above all others. The men and women who wore the uniform, who sacrificed their physical and psychological well-being for the stability of the nation. Texas has historically made massive, highly publicized strides in housing veterans. Regional systems, specifically the coalition efforts in Houston, have permanently housed tens of thousands of people over the last decade. It stands as one of the most effective, highly praised coordinated entry systems in the United States. Yet despite this massive influx of public funding, federal vouchers, and intense societal goodwill, nearly 2,000 veterans are still counted on the streets of Texas on any given night. 8% of Houston's unsheltered population alone are veterans. This creates a deeply troubling veteran paradox. The physical infrastructure exists. The targeted financial resources are heavily available. The bipartisan political will is completely present. But the intake perfectly, tragically matches the outflow. As fast as dedicated outreach organizations can locate an unhoused veteran, process their complex paperwork, and navigate them into a subsidized apartment, the crushing weight of the broader housing market pushes a newly displaced veteran out the door and directly onto the pavement. It is a Sisyphean nightmare playing out in real time. It proves unequivocally that no amount of targeted charity or specialized programs can outpace a fundamentally broken macroeconomic system. When even the most heavily funded, universally supported demographic cannot escape the mathematical gravity of skyrocketing rent, it signals a systemic failure so profound that it cannot be fixed with housing vouchers alone. The modern housing market is simply consuming veterans faster than existing safety nets can catch them. The Texas projection, 2030 and beyond. To understand exactly where Texas is heading, one must look at the terrifying national context. In 2024, the United States saw a record-breaking 1 million people experiencing homelessness on a single night, a massive 19% surge since 2007. The American social safety net is tearing apart in real time. Projecting this exact momentum forward for the state of Texas, while analyzing the unique local variables, paints a catastrophic picture for the next decade. Texas is currently experiencing explosive, unprecedented domestic migration. Hundreds of thousands of highly paid workers and major corporate headquarters are relocating from coastal cities, flooding directly into the state. This massive influx is driving up fierce, unyielding competition for a severely limited housing supply, causing rents to skyrocket in nearly every major metropolitan area. If local wages for working-class citizens remain stagnant, and if the affordable housing supply does not aggressively, radically intercept this new demand, the rate of first-time homelessness will inevitably begin to compound exponentially. The final warning, this cyclical tragedy, brings the narrative right back to the beginning, right back to the family, aggressively packing their remaining lives into the trunk of that Honda Civic. There was a time, not too long ago in American history, when the gap between holding a signed residential lease and sleeping on a piece of cardboard was a long, slow decline. It took years of compounded mistakes, severe addiction, or profound untreated illness to fall that far down the socioeconomic ladder. That era is completely over. Today, in the modern Texas economy, the gap between the middle class and the concrete is unimaginably narrow. It is a single missed paycheck resulting from a corporate layoff. It is one unexpected medical bill that sends a carefully managed family budget deep into the red. It is a blown transmission on a vital commuter car that forces a brutal choice between fixing the vehicle to keep a job or paying the corporate landlord to keep a roof.